Today we wander with St. Helena. She lived from 246 to 327, and her feast day is August 18th. St. Helena is the patron saint of archaeologists, divorced people, and new discoveries. Constantius, a Roman soldier, was riding through a town with his regiment when he saw a girl at work in the yard of an inn. She was so beautiful that he couldn't turn away, and when he looked closer, he couldn't believe what he saw glimmering on her wrist. A silver bracelet exactly like the one he wore himself. It must be a sign, Constantius thought. This beautiful girl is my soulmate. So he married the woman, whose name was Helena, and they had a son, Constantine. They lived together happily for almost 20 years, while Constantius became more and more powerful. Finally, he was named emperor, and when that happened, he began to think he needed a different kind of wife, someone with money and connections. So he divorced Helena and married Theodora, the stepdaughter of the previous emperor. But when Constantius lay dying, he didn't choose any of his 6 children by Theodora to be the next ruler. He chose his first child, Helena's son, Constantine. When Constantine returned to Rome's emperor, he brought his mother Helena back with him in triumph. He ordered that the city she was born in be renamed Helenopolis, declared her empress, and even had coins struck in her honor. But shortly after Constantine became emperor, his enemy, Maxentius, attacked with a giant army, far bigger than Constantine's. Constantine believed that the power of the gods mattered more in battle than anything a human did. But what god should he call on? The gods of Rome, or Jesus, God of the Christians? He had to choose soon because Maxentius's troops were nearby, ready to fight the next day. So Constantine decided to try praying to Jesus. Please show yourself, he prayed. We can't win without you. As he prayed, a flaming cross appeared in the sky over his troops. Underneath it was written, "Victory will come through this sign." The next day, Constantine and his troops fought Maxentius's giant army and won. And from that day on, Constantine ended 300 years of persecution for Christians in Rome and tried to serve God himself. So did Helena. As Queen Mother, she didn't spend all her time going to parties or buying beautiful things. Instead, she visited prisoners, gave to anyone who needed something, and sat side by side with poor people in church. Constantine gave her free use of his treasury, and she made beautiful churches built in Bethlehem, where Jesus was born, and on the Mount of Olives, where Jesus had ascended into heaven. She built 80 churches all over the empire. But it wasn't until the end of her life, when she was almost 80, that she made her greatest discovery. Years before, the Emperor Hadrian had built a Roman temple on top of the tomb where Jesus was buried. Helena ordered it torn down, and workers discovered 3 different crosses buried in the rubble. Could they be the crosses where Jesus and the 2 criminals hung the day Jesus died? Helena called for a sick woman to be brought to the worksite. "Please touch this cross," Helena asked her, pointing to the first of the 3. The woman touched it, but nothing happened. "Try this one," Helena said, pointing to the next. Obediently, the sick woman touched the second cross, and nothing happened. Finally, Helena led her to the last cross. As soon as the woman laid her hand on the old, rough wood, her sickness vanished. So Helena brought all 3 crosses back to Rome, along with soil from Golgotha, the hill where Jesus died. She had the soil spread in the Vatican gardens so that the blood of Jesus himself would mix with the blood of his followers who had been killed in Rome. Not long after Helena returned from Jerusalem, she died with her son, the emperor, by her side. And on the spot where his mother found the crosses, Constantine built the beautiful church of the Holy Sepulchre, which still stands there today.